Okay, thank you so much for joining. Bhagat, Pratap, if you can just come on a video, it'll be really good. So I just kickstarted this Break Your Invisible Barriers for a couple of reasons. One, while I was writing the book, it came so evident that a lot of people are struggling with trying to break their invisible barriers. Right? Some people don't even recognize that they have this problem of having an invisible barrier. So that's the whole reason why I started this program, and it's my third batch. It's been going very good, and a lot of people have. At least my first two batches, I had around 40 plus people who joined actively, and they kind of try to understand what the problem is. Some people are still struggling to know what this invisible barrier is. So I'm on a journey to help them to understand about the invisible barrier and how they can break it on their day to day life without deviating much from their work. So that's the whole idea. So this initially started as a 15-day program, and I recognized that people are struggling to focus for 15 days. Then I brought it down to 10 days. Now it is an 8-day, primarily because the start and end day of the program, I wanted it on a Sunday so that we can get into a call and discuss about what were the challenges, how did the program go, and was there any change that they were able to bring. Uh, Reason being, we are touching on the state of the mind, right? So it's not easy to change the behavior. It is very, very difficult to do changes, unlearn something, and relearn, and then to practice that. So it takes time and effort. So that's why I thought it'll be nice to have it start on a Sunday as a kickoff call and then end on a Sunday as an closure call, right? So that's the whole reason. So how this program typically will happen is starting today, I'll be sending you a WhatsApp message which will have an audio, and associated to that there'll be an exercise, right? And it's important that you have to do the while it's important that you have to listen to the audio, it is equally important that you have to do the exercise. So typically, what happens is you and me have to be in the same understanding when I talk about invisible barrier. Like, for example, if I say procrastination, right? You should also have similar understanding of procrastination, and I should also have the similar understanding of procrastination. Then our minds are in line, and based on that, when I give you an exercise, it becomes easy for you to do the exercise, right? And that's the whole reason why I thought it's important to do listen to the recording and do the exercise. So typically I send the exercises and the audio every day morning around 6 o'clock, so that you get time to listen while you're driving or while you're getting ready to work or whatever. And then during the day you can go ahead and do the exercise. So now this exercise, when I say exercise, it's going to take about 15 to 20 minutes, and you can do it any time of the day. But then the request I would put forth is do the exercise that day itself, right? So I give a very clear instruction on what to do, how to do the exercise and everything. And one recommendation, though I'm going to say in my instructions that you can do use your computer, mobile and all that, I would still recommend you to take a paper and a pen, have a separate notebook for this 1 week, and write it as day one. Say if it's a procrastination exercise, and this is what you're supposed to be doing, and write it on a paper. So what happens when you write it on a paper is there is a connection established between your thinking and your mind. And the moment you start putting it on a writing, there's a clarity that comes into your mind. But when you use a digital devices, there is an autocorrect, there's a recommendation, there's an interference of AI, right? So it doesn't allow you to think, and instead of you, the AI starts thinking. So that's why I enforce strongly that pick up a paper. Let's go to the traditional way. Pick up a paper and a pen and write it down, so that you're able to clearly think and pour it on your paper, so you get some clarity. So that's one thing that uh, I would enforce and make sure that you do it, right. So keep a 5-day paper, and that should be pretty simple and straightforward. So let me pause here for any questions, please. Pratap, I know you just joined. Is your audio is working?
Hello, ma'am. Good morning. Yes, it is working. I had issues, so I had to disconnect and then
Yeah,
join.
I saw that. So I know you just joined after I started. So any questions you have, Pratap?
Uh, I mean, nothing as of now, but so I joined this session because I know some barriers are there for me. I am always in kind of comfort zone, and uh, even I am kind of hesitate to fight my rights. you know these are something I feel they are barriers, and I thought maybe this session would be helpful, and I know you personally, so it would be even more better for me. We have that personal connection, right? So I thought it would be a good session. So I in fact forwarded this invite to my friends also, but I
Uh-huh.
just sent it some time back, so I don't know if they will be joined. But yeah, so there is no questions as of. I'll
Sure.
take your inputs.
Yeah, sure, Pratap. Thanks. I think see, I was just explaining to Bhagat, right? So first of all, it's very difficult to recognize as an invisible barrier. Maybe couple of comments also came to me that explain this a little more so people will be able to understand and join happily. So today, if you look at it, my advertisement is more on just sending a poster telling them that join this free course or whatever that I wanted to mention. But then the moment I talk about breaking invisible barriers, there is a bit of a struggle in knowing what this invisible barrier is. So maybe I'm just going to come out with some explanation around that so that I can provide a little more information on what this break your barriers. And as we keep progressing, we will have more people, and it'll be the first batch or the second batch was pretty interesting. We had 40 people, right? Out of the 40 people, the active participation was only around 15 because the exercises were hurting the to the mind, because when they start writing, the reality was hurting. But then there's always a fight between the good mind and the bad mind, right? Oh yeah, I know this, but then I can't change now. That's a trap people generally get stuck with. So don't worry about it. uh, and first of all, thank you for joining and taking this plunge of recognizing your invisible barriers. And there's something, see, I strongly believe that 80 percentage of the invisible barriers are common. It will be procrastination, time management, comfort zone, not being able to say a no, accepting everything, being an S person, and don't have the confidence to ask questions. So those are the common barriers. Now the question is, do you want to change it or not? If you're living in a comfort zone, why would I have to go and complicate something where everything is going good, right? But then if you're able to take that plunge of doing a slight modification in your day-to-day life, and the life is going to respond so beautifully to you by de-stressing your mind, also giving you enough and more time. I was trying to do this time management invisible barrier, right? So where we all have 24 hours. So why is that one person is able to accomplish more and the other person is able not able to accomplish more? So those are something that we will learn as part of this. So I want to quickly run through how this program is designed for the next 7 days. Typically, I was telling Pratap that the both the Sundays inclusive, we'll have a closing session, we'll have an opening session, and we'll have a closing session. So next Sunday we will have a closing session, sometimes similar at 11 o'clock. Now, between Monday and Saturday, right? So I'll be sending out audio and exercise. So the exercise and the audio will touch on multiple invisible barriers. So while you're going to do it only for once, like for example, procrastination. So there'll be an exercise which will be given to you, and that's going to be very provocative to your mind to open up. What is that you're doing with time? Are you spending your time or are you investing your time? And similarly for fear, right? If you're fearful of anything that you're not able to accomplish, how can you overcome your fear? Do you want to fight it or do you want to accept it? So those are some similar things that we will be focusing on for next 6 days, from Monday to Saturday. And you can bring back your experiences on Sunday, share your experiences, and trust me, for sure it's going to be a transformational journey. Now, that assurance I can give. It's not because I know you all. It's not because I'm confident. It's because I got the response, right? And some people have expressed saying that the moment I keep saying that I didn't have time. The moment I did this exercise, I recognized that I have so much of time. It's just that I'm not making use of it, right? And then they were able to put in a structure and start following that, and they were being able to do it. Similarly, some stereotype habits that we always have, I only like this way, I only like that way. Those are things that will start coming being aware to your knowledge, and then it's a choice that you have to make, whether you want to change it or you want to live with it. So let me pause here. Any other things that you wanted to ask?
I'm good, ma'am.
Wonderful. So are you all giving me a commitment that you'll do the exercise, whatever that I'm sharing?
Yes, sure.
Wonderful,
Yeah.
great. Wonderful. So, like I said, I'll send it to you. You'll start receiving it tomorrow, 6 o'clock. And today I will send you an audio to talk about a little more in a structured way on what is invisible barriers. So I have a podcast which I will send you. It's an audio, so you can just listen as and when you get some time. Anything will be between 5 to 7 minutes, not beyond that. And it's going to be pretty simple and straightforward in terms of explaining what I mean by breaking invisible barriers. All right. And during the program, anytime you're not able to do the exercise, you're like stuck with something, feel free to reach me in WhatsApp and I should be able to support. That should not be a problem. I'll give you some thoughts and ideas how you can go ahead and complete the exercise. So I mean, in my previous experiences, people either only listen to the listen to the audio and they don't do exercise. But that's not going to help, right? If you really want to take the complete potential of this program, you have to listen to the audio and you should also complete the exercise. With me?
Yes.
Wonderful. Super good. Thank you so much for joining. And I will also be posting this in YouTube for people who couldn't join this meeting, and they can listen to this audio and your comments and all that, and they'll also get excited about it. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you so much for your time, ma'am. It's wonderful.
Sure. Thank you. Yeah. Take care. Thank you, Bhagat. Yeah. Bye-bye.